So we're recording now.
Action.
Action.
Okay.
So you say your heart hurts when I mock your God. But I want you to know, Brian, I am not mocking your God. I am challenging the assertions made about that God.
Well, JP, that's an interesting way to start your video.
Anybody tuning into my channel knows me already. Are you kidding?
Okay, yes. So just to catch them
Yeah,
up.
so we were talking about Star Wars, and I guess we can get back to that. And we were talking about God and free will, and myself as an atheist and Nietzschean Buddhist, I believe in free will. But Brian,
Let's put this more on me.
You are a Christian, but you do not believe in free will.
I said in certain contexts, I do not believe in free will.
Okay.
In the American language of free will, no, I do not believe we just walk around doing whatever we want.
Do we have choices?
I don't know. I think what interrupted the conversation about free will was that you were trolling me, as you are prone to do, and you felt me get frustrated, and then you began laughing at me, and then I paused you and I said, it really hurts my heart when you laugh like that because it's mocking the truth of what we were talking about.
Okay, I'm not laughing at you in the sense that, like, oh, Brian, you little funny bear. No, I'm not like that. I'm laughing at the conundrum I see that you're going through when you tell me that there's an omnipotent being that is all powerful, but he wants something. There's something he doesn't have. And there's something he hasn't yet had.
Sure.
Because it doesn't logically make sense that you're all powerful and you want something.
Yes.
And then on top of it, you can't provide it for yourself.
Okay, the problem that we're going to have in all of our discussions about God is that you are going to use language as a weapon and as a tool. If we cannot speak with open semantics, that I do not mean that he wants something, like I want an apple right now and I don't have one, so I've got to create it or something. I don't mean the word want. A better word would mean maybe desired. He had a desire, or he had an inclination, or an idea to share of who he was with a being, and and we're
well, no, it works in
I'm
other religions. You know, there's in Hinduism, what is it? Brahma is the all-expansive one. He is that which is the Atman. There is the universe.
I love the universe.
And the universe
love the universe.
Is Brahma. Everything in the universe is Brahma, pretending to be that thing. Like the stable is Brahma. You are. Yeah. So,
wasn't that like the bad character in the Green Lantern, the thing that was like taking over the city? I felt like it was the evil energy light thing.
I thought it was like some type of Brainiac character. But
I forgot. Sorry.
But
I'm making stuff up.
That movie was bad. sorry. Sorry, Ryan Gosling. I'm just joking. I know it's not Ryan Gosling. It's
speaking of Ryan Gosling is a female to male transition in Hollywood, transgender. Look it up on YouTube.com. All Hollywood celebrities are transgendered in America.
Oh my gosh!
Just so you know. Man, I just did a really good thing there.
When somebody online is like being a real asshole to you, and they slip up and they use an offensive word, what do you do?
Well,
like TRANNY.
That was a tranny. He earlier was like saying, okay, here's the problem with leadership and politics, like all you have to do is not hang around those kind of people, and then you won't be around those kind of situations. Okay, JP, that's my answer. Like, my friends on my friend list on Facebook are not assholes, and they're not constantly berating my comments and trolling me.
These are complete strangers.
Who? I don't talk to strangers, JP. I don't go into forums and stir shit up. Except stupid questions.
I don't think that's number one true. And number two, I think you're trying to cause offense at describing my form of mental masturbation as
gross,
as entertainment. As what did you call it? Stirring up shit.
I think you're disgusting. And
Right. Sure you do.
not like a pervert disgusting. I think you're disgusting like
Then you don't know me.
I think you're a little bit of a pervert. I think you're disgusting that you go into forums
Talk to my wife.
and you I think you hurt people. I think people's feelings really get hurt and they get mad at you. And I think hurt people hurt people.
I think they do too. That's what's hilarious. Is I don't say anything negative about that person. I just say something like it's. I can just say something true. It's trolling, but I will say this. I do what I would call sincere trolling.
Okay, which I completely understand.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, so yesterday there was this video going around, and I saw it in 3 different groups that I'm in, of this woman being evicted, and she refused to heed the notice of eviction, so she was being forcibly removed, and she's 93 years old according to the video.
Sure.
She's very elderly, and so the police are picking her up, and one guy has a body cam, and he's like, we're trying to be really polite with and she's screaming and kicking, and they're just trying to put her in a wheelchair and wheel her out, right? Well, everybody's all losing their shit over this because they're like, oh, you can't evict a 94-year-old, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, look, here's number one. Here's just the basics. If she's being evicted and the police show up, it means 2 things. She's been given legal notice for months about paying her rent or having to get out. Number 2, she's refused to, and so she's breaking the law, and she's violating the owner's rights.
Sure.
That's why the police showed up and did the eviction. The police didn't show up and go, oh, no, wait, she has a right to be here, and then grab her by the hair and drag her out. That's not what happened.
What is that?
I don't know! Throw the coat bottle at clouds. Gods must be crazy. That's what's going on there. Yeah, so everybody's losing their mind. They shouldn't do that to that granny. Well, I said, I didn't even address should they do that to that granny because they were being really polite and stuff.
Just flipping your people off. I feel like they're sitting here watching this, like having judgmental thoughts.
Well, they're probably sitting there. If anybody's watching this, they know how you feel because they've spoken to me before, right?
Assholes. I think your people. I'm assuming that the people that watch your video are assholes.
No, I'm not friends with the people that were assholes anymore.
All right.
Because they didn't have a reason to be assholes. They were just assholes. I have a reason. So I say, no, man, nobody did anything wrong here except for her, and she should have been evicted. And I would say I got about 5 negative comments to 1 positive comment about that in the threads as a reply. And it all came down to, you're an asshole, you're a fucking asshole. You don't have any compassion.
Your own mother, what would you do?
You don't have any compassion. You're the Antichrist. And then I was like, well, I can't be the Antichrist because I'm an atheist and a Buddhist, so I don't believe in Jesus, so there's no way I can be the Antichrist. Well, all the Buddhists I know have more compassion than you. And I'm like, whoa. I'm not having a theological discussion with you, lady. Like, what do you think you know about Buddhism? Like, well, I knew a guy, he was vegan and did yoga, and he was a Buddhist, and he was nicer than you. I'm like, oh, God. And then she literally says this. It's like, oh, really? So, sometimes I get on there, and I say things to piss people off.
I understand.
So that
but sometimes you just talk the truth, and they just their own responses to it.
Well, yeah, I don't try to say untrue things.
Like, this is to you, I'm saying this to you, you're just making a comment.
I don't try to say untrue things. Like this whole net neutrality thing. I had a former student of mine, he's a grown man now, has kids.
Who is this guy?
Has kids and a wife, man. He told me all about net neutrality, things I didn't know. And I was like, well, I'm all for abolishing net neutrality because fewer laws, more freedom, right? But he's like, well, no, the FCC was actually enforcing this and that beforehand. So I thought, that's interesting. That does change my mind a little bit. About what it means. It doesn't change my mind about what I think should be done because fewer laws, more freedom is kind of the way that goes. But
well, the internet will be the new banking system. So you think
Only
that
in
Bitcoin's going to free you here, but the internet's going to catch you right above it. So you'll be paying the piper somehow. Don't you worry. Free advice.
Yeah. They're gonna make you pay for Facebook, right?
Yeah, something.
That's
something.
been going.
Wait, that's the thing I need you to share with your friends. If you don't post do not charge me for Facebook in your status. But if you do, and share it with 10 friends, like and share, like and share Facebook page, you won't have to pay for Facebook.
Well, you could do that with the cryptocurrency that's divisible, like down to the 8th or 16th digit or whatever it is with Bitcoin.
I don't know.
Where, you could have a social network where when you post something, it charges you like 1/16 of whatever that is. So it's a tiny, tiny amount.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
Or to like it, it takes one of the 16th of a Bitcoin or whatever and sends it to the person whose post you like.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The future.
David Avocado is going to be the richest man on earth real soon.
Who is that?
That
Bitcoin?
the guy that posts all that stupid foo-foo shit.
Oh.
It's like all positive. He's like, you shouldn't put vaccines in your body because smallpox is small. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
So, now to really throw a curveball in there, let's go back to...
That's how you throw a curveball.
Yesterday in church, where were you?
I was probably in front of my Busadon chanting.
The pastor was like, oh, by the way, forgive my cursing, forgive my arrogance and lack of humility.
Your karma, not mine.
I'm not asking you for forgiveness, pal.
Who are you looking at, buddy?
The one. Okay, so...
Oh, Brahma. Okay, gotcha.
The universe.
Continue.
He was saying the same story. He was like, the victim and the victimizer, like, the balance should be for both. Like, until you can love both the victim and the victimizer, like, you're lacking in love. And so, like, the people in your comments are like, yeah, fuck you, but I wouldn't say that to you. I got it. It's not.
Well, no, that's not the issue. It's like
no, I'm saying as a commenter, like as a person, the issue
that's what they said.
Someone getting revved up at you for being an asshole.
No, the issue is that they get triggered and they assume I think or feel something.
Right, because
I didn't express, oh, poor granny getting thrown out. No, I feel bad for the lady. But here's what I also said. Here's the issue. Is I also said it's her own fault.
Okay.
She should either own a house.
Yeah, I get it.
She should be in a nursing home.
Sure.
Or she should have had children that can take care of her.
Yes.
For whatever reason, she didn't have children.
She should have had children that could take care of her.
Read your book.
That's sound reasoning.
If she didn't ingratiate herself into
sure.
to people taking care of her, then
you don't just end up getting evicted.
Yeah. The universe happens to me. Yeah. No.
Okay.
So you're being sarcastic when you say that's sound reasoning. So what do you think about that? Is not
but
sound?
No, I mean I want to say the balance of it is the commenter that's like both the granny did this and the landlord did this. So when you said like it makes me think like if you're this smart to understand both sides and to see both points of the angle, then you are being obnoxious when you just post like that. You leave out details like purposely, knowing that somebody will. Where's that fucking detail that I missed? Like, oh, it's that! He didn't say this! I will spend 3 hours now confronting this man! Yes.
Well, not I wouldn't say it's direct confrontation, but it's triggering. It's purposefully triggering because of his or their lack of... they want to say, oh, this is true, we should have this. Well, should implies an obligation. I don't see anybody with an obligation there. Obligations have to be chosen. They have to be informed. You can't be like, oh yeah, I promise I'm going to drink this poison. Well, no, there, Socrates. You can't obligate somebody to drink poison if they don't know it's poison. They think it's, flavor aid.
That made no sense.
I pulled in both the hemlock from Socrates and Jim Jones in the same damn paragraph. What do you mean it didn't make any sense?
I mean, it's before my time, and you're brilliant.
Do you not know about Jim Jones?
Yeah, no, I mean before my time. Like you're unappreciated. Your ability to tie things together.
Oh, okay.
Is underappreciated and undervalued in this world, and always will be.
No, so I can feel sorry for a granny getting thrown out, but I also at the same time can understand that her choices led to her circumstances.
There you go. Now just post that instead, and I wonder if the argument will drop. But you don't want the argument to drop. You want the argument to flourish. Why do you want the argument to flourish? Why do you want to argue?
I want to trigger people that get triggered.
Why?
Because it's hilarious.
It's
it's funny.
It's bad.
It's funny because they argue against the position they have. The implied position they have is fairness for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Until you say something they don't like, and then it's no longer fair. It's like that hate speech thing,
Sure.
right? The only speech that needs protecting is unpopular speech. Black Lives Matter does not need speech protection.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will pretty much agree. Black Lives Matter, Hispanic Lives Matter, Thai Lives Matter,
Sure.
all lives matter. Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Go fuck.
what about gas the Jews?
Yeah. Kill
Race war now. I mean that
Nazis,
nobody
freedom,
really
everybody.
gets behind that. And the ones that do want to say that have a right to say it. They have a right to get out in the street and say it. And they need protection because people are going to get triggered as fuck about it. And they still have a right to say it. And no one has a right to stop them from saying it. And I think their ideas should be out there. I think they should be free with it. And somebody should be like, no, here's why you're wrong. Not, hey, here's how you're wrong. It's a Molotov cocktail and a bat with some nails driven through it. That's like... That doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means your idea was so powerful that somebody can't refute it.
I would like to
is true.
confront some people, but I don't think that. I don't want to argue, especially with you, and
Nobody
because
does.
I would be missing the point, and I don't want to waste my time trying to like. Oh, I'm going to establish a long-term relationship with JP of love, and every day I'm going to open the door for him and say good morning with a smile, and then one day he'll see the face of Jesus shining back at him.
Well, here's
don't
the
wanna
point.
do
My
that
point is cognitive dissonance. To cause cognitive dissonance in the person I'm speaking to, so that they feel uncomfortable with the position they take when shown or have described it in the logical reality of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That cognitive dissonance leads to some type of resolution for them in the future. Or a pattern emerges where they have this cognitive dissonance over and over and over again, and they have to deal with it. That's my point.
So
I'm
ultimately,
really
you're
an
helping
altruist.
people. You're helping people.
I am ultimately helping people, and it's still kind of funny to see them get really triggered. Yeah. But okay.
I want you to have a revelation of God